Hello and welcome to Raising Those Spirits. I'm Steve,
And I'm Sam.
and I'm going to apologize right now if we sound weird or different or overall quiet because we decided to both independently get and use new headsets this week.
That's right. My old one completely died. So it was really bad at work because I used it at work all the time and everyone's like, we can't hear you." And I was like, "I don't know what to do." And then it was Prime Day. And Prime, Amazon is a big evil corporation. But hey, I got these Beats iDre or whatever they are now, Apple, I guess. Real cheap. So I'm happy with them.
Nice. I mean, you can oppose Amazon and still take advantage of that deal
I
because
mean, it's Prime Day.
yeah,
We have to remember that Optimus Prime died for us on this day.
I, that I'd totally forgotten about that part of Prime Day, and that knocked whatever I was about to steer this conversation into just out of my head.
Oh my God, we're
Beautiful.
both tired. No, it's been terrible. The car's in the shop, which means I have to do a lot of extra walking. Everything's garbage.
Yeah, I'm so tired. I almost just clicked back on the recording timeline to be like, what were we talking about? Maybe that'll.
Oh man, it could not have been that important in
It
that
could
case.
not. I think I was
We
gonna
gotta
like.
raise our Steve,
Hmm?
it's the name of our show. We have to raise our spirits, dude.
I mean, I feel like spirits are high, energy's just low.
Fair enough.
So I had something to like say about the show, but fuck it. If it's really important, I'll do it in post. We all know I won't do it in post. Um,
Now, maybe I'll remember in 2 weeks.
yeah. Oh, I'll remember the second I start editing it, and I'll hate myself. But yeah, this week we are up to Oregon,
Oh yeah, we're
and
getting pretty far into the States. I love
we
it.
are. We've kept this going for a while. I chose Oregon, which I thought was going to be a disappointment. Honestly, I figured,
Hmm.
the Pacific Northwest is pretty well documented with its cryptids, probably like 30 different variations of Bigfoot.
That's what
But
I would have assumed.
I found an offshoot that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Bat Squatch.
Ooh,
It is
boy.
described as a large ape like creature with huge bat wings and glowing red or blue eyes and wolf's teeth. So
So it's like a man bat, but Sasquatch.
it's man bat, but like Sasquatch sized and has a bat face but wolf teeth. So back in 1980, on March 27th, Mount St. Helens exploded, Sam.
I heard about it. I
And
read about it in the papers.
yeah, it was pretty famous for like a hot second. And it went all the way from March 27th to May 18th, where it had the largest explosion that was fell all the way in Minnesota and northern Mexico.
Oh my God.
Um, yeah, and that was the first time it was witnessed. Mount St. Helens seemingly happened because of or gave birth to Bat Squatch.
Ooh.
So all these people are displaced. All these people in the area are like, there's injuries and camps, and m- just multiple witnesses describe seeing a winged beast flying around the eruption site with an ape like body, large leathery wings, glowing red eyes, like regular sightings of this thing. And then it kind of went dark for a little bit. And then one day in the 90s, this guy was driving home and his car did that horror movie thing where like the engine just stops, and
Classic.
usually it's aliens, but this time Bat Squatch landed on the hood of his car, almost like an animal that's like attracted to like if a bird's gonna land on a lamppost, it's gonna land by the light. So it landed on his car, seemed to rest its wings for a few minutes while just watching him, and then flew away. And a similar thing happened to a guy in a logging truck around that time and around that area too in the Pacific Northwest. So lots of people have seen Bat Squatch. There's still people dedicated to the sightings and stuff, like websites and stuff out there. Um, so it sounds to me almost like the West Coast Jersey Devil.
I was just thinking that.
I want a asylum style film, Bat Squatch versus Jersey Devil.
I'd watch it.
I would watch the hell out of that. The trucker that I mentioned described the man as built like Hulk Hogan with leathery wings and the face of a bat.
Oh, I want this as a tattoo.
Yes,
I want to go to Portland, Oregon and get a Bat Squatch tattoo.
it sounds very fun. I There's a beer named after it. Rogue Brewery has an IPA by that name because all the details on Bat Squatch are a bit hazy, so we named our hazy IPA after that. Uh, yeah. So in the Pacific Northwest, make sure you keep an eye out for Bigfoot, but also make sure you watch the skies for Bat Squatch. I would also take a Bat Squatch v Bigfoot movie because this thing, clearly much like the Jersey Devil, came out of the volcano. It's a being from beyond.
Oh, clearly. No, I mean its eternal slumber was disrupted by the volcanic eruption, and now we all must watch the skies in the Pacific Northwest.
So that's Bat Squatch. I think what really pulled me in is that it's not like it re-emerged or something during Mount St. Helen. It just that was the start of it. Like that was the inciting event. It is a modern cryptid.
That's wild. They're really, I mean, other than I'd say, was it Chupacabra is surprisingly recent. I think he only dates back to the 90s. There aren't a lot of like recent cryptids, so that's awesome.
Yeah. You know what it really kind of sounds like to me? And I did do a quick little search, but I couldn't find any connection. It sounds a lot like the monster from Jeepers Creepers.
Okay, I could see that. I was thinking Mothman,
They
with the
do compare it to
disaster aspect
Mothman a
of it.
bit too. They're like cousins. Like like the Jersey Devil, this and the Mothman are like all cousins in like a cryptid chart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like wings, disaster,
Exactly.
mysterious.
Usually at least one weird animal part mixed in. So yeah,
Yeah, so this is like an ape wolf gorilla, an ape wolf bat. Dog hears me talking about it. She's barking now.
oh she knows.
Oh my gosh, she's fearful of the bat squatch. Gotta mute while she's.
That's all right. I will take that time to non sequitur over to our drinks. Last time I did the oh god, Boardwalk is the offshoot, but I talked about that mango cider that I got last week, and I found it here in can form just as good in a cold can as it is in a cold draft. That's just kind of an update. That's not my drink of the week. I'm going for Boardwalk. Is same parent company, Boardwalk Cider. They did an entire line of Italian ice flavored ciders. So there's like a mango and a lemon and an orange and stuff. So they're pretty tasty.
Ooh, that sounds good.
They're not like the best, but on a hot day, they are nice and refreshing. They taste like summer, so check them out.
All right. Uh, well, I had a migraine earlier today. So I'm not drinking. I have a seltzer, but I did find on TikTok, someone made themed shots for the women in this movie, K-pop Demon Hunters. And the one that really struck my eye was half tequila rose, half cherry vodka. and it makes a color that reminds me of the medicine you used to take when we were kids and you had an ear infection.
Oh my
Uh,
god, yeah, amoxicillin?
yeah, it looks like amoxicillin. I was kind of surprised that none of the alcohols they use for any of these drinks were Korean. But if you go to Ria the Shot Queen, she made these on TikTok. She made these. But yeah, it looks exactly like amoxicillin.
Nice. Does it taste anything like amoxicillin? Because, I loved that stuff.
Well, with the cherry vodka and the rose tequila, probably not. But
Yeah.
there's only one way to find out. Somebody go taste it and let me know. I
You
would
know,
be intrigued if I didn't like have the remnants of a migraine.
yeah,
But
fair.
again, seltzer, it's good because I'm like almost 40.
Down East Cider Co., by the way, is the people who make the Boardwalk slushies. So there's an Italian ice pack and there's a slushy pack. Um,
Oh,
both good.
Down
Recommend.
East is good. I
Down
think.
East is real
Yeah, I think
good.
I got some Down East in my fridge right now. I think.
I have yet to find a disappointing one. Like they were like okay ones, but like I have yet to be like, oh, could have lived without that. So you non sequitured us into this movie a little bit. Let's jump into K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters. This one was recommended to us by my 8-year-old daughter, who has been obsessed with this movie since it came out. I'm not even sure how long ago it came out at the time of this recording. I think just a couple of weeks. Um, so she was a big fan. What'd you think of it?
We have watched it 5 times in the last 48 hours.
Oh man, it's so good.
I have heard the soundtrack no less than 20 times.
Are you listening to the soundtrack now on your own without your kid?
Oh, I downloaded it for me. It's a bonus for him.
Oh man, it's my jam. Like
Yeah.
I really like the first couple of days I really tried to resist it. I was like, no, this is my kids movie. What am I doing? And then finally I was like, oh, screw it. And I threw it on when I was driving to work and I'm like, this is such a good soundtrack.
It is so solid.
It really reminds me because I'm not into I know nothing of K-pop really. Like I'm aware of who BTS is, but I think that's the extent of it. It really reminds me of the music I pretended I didn't like in high school back in like the late 90s, early aughts.
Yes.
Uh really has that sort of like that that boy band era in the US sound, and it's so pure and good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I stopped listening to like mainstream music at about the time that the first wave of K-pop came over, when it was still like more bubblegum, less hip hop rap influence. Um, and so I've never really been super exposed to K-pop. I listen to a lot of J-pop and like J-rock and stuff, but it's distinctly different enough. And so I was not sure about jumping into something based around K-pop, but apparently it's my jam.
Yeah, now I kind of want to look up more of it. I think for Asian music, I've listened to a lot of baby metal. They're a pretty different vibe from this, but still it's pretty poppy, even as far as metal music goes. So yeah, I think I now want to expand my horizons. And the band who does the music for this movie is Twice. And they've had at least I think one hit in the US. They did a song with Megan Thee Stallion that when I started listening to them, it started popping up in my Spotify algorithm. And I was like, oh, I was aware of who they were, at least a little bit, because I had heard them on the radio.
Now, Twice
Um,
did like the soundtrack, and they did one of the songs, but all the other songs are sung by different by voice actresses.
I'm not sure exactly how it works. I know that the band Twice
No, that's how it
provided
happened.
the right. Okay,
So they have a voice cast for each of the girls,
right.
and then they have an actual like musician singer that they hired, to do the singing parts, and then Twice came in and like Twice actually wrote the music and they perform one of the songs, but they were actually all sung by the voices for the characters. And
Oh,
there's
okay.
a lot of great Twice Easter eggs in the movie. Like Twice is on the charts, they're always chasing them. And in the closing credits, I think Twice shows up. Do like a little behind the scenes recording thing.
Yeah, yeah, I watched that.
But I did like the fact that Twice was always just behind the K-pop Demon Hunters on the charts. And
That's a nice nod.
I think I could be wrong on this one, but I think because you saw like the top five, I think the other three, like 3, 4, and 5, is the three singers. I think it's their singles, one for each of the girls.
Wow, you really paid a lot of attention to the details.
I have watched this movie. I mean, I watched it once all the way through for this, but then literally it's all my son has watched. He's watched it 5 times in literally 48 hours. And so I've been there to catch a lot of detail in a very short amount of time. But
Yeah, it is. It's on such frequent rotation in my house. Me and my wife went out last night, and our friend Leah was, who I do comedy with, was watching our daughter, and she made Leah watch K-pop Demon Hunters, and now I think Leah's into it at least a little bit. Like it's really, really infecting every part of my life and the people who I'm social with through my daughter, and it's you can't be mad about it. It's uh just such an entertaining movie.
so I will say my first time through, I was not fully feeling it for the first half of my first watch, I say.
Okay.
Because we got to the end of the second act and I paused it and I was like, we're only an hour into this. What in the world? Like, it just, it was always something different for me. Like, and they kept coming through, but I think it was one of those things where I kept waiting for the shoe to drop. I was just like nervous. And it never does. It's a great movie, but I was a little thrown by the animation at first because the rendering is beautiful, and yet it's not quite as smooth as you would expect in the movement. It's very good once you get into it. I just looking at like the art, I was expecting a different motion style, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the same animation team that did Into the Spider-Verse. So it's not quite as, I'd say, avant-garde as that, but it does have that sort of almost stop motion style to it.
Yes, it felt a lot like, oh, I forget. I specifically like the first time we were watching it was like, oh, this has really big blah feels, and I forget what stop motion movie it was, but it was one of the spooky ones. Maybe
Maybe
Paranorman.
Paranorman.
Yeah, I think it was probably Paranorman. But yeah, no, like I love all the characters. I love all the music. The plot was good. Like there were several times I thought they were going to go very by the book, and they didn't, and I appreciate that. Uh, Ken Jeong's in it. He's a delight.
Oh yeah, there's a couple. I think there's a couple of people I remember in it from other things like
The
oh, what is his name? Daniel Day Kim. He's in this for a little bit. And Eugene Kim, who they were both on Lost together, are both in this movie.
and
They're kind of like the bigger names, at least in the U.S. Them and Ken Jeong.
I am totally forgetting the name right now, and for once I don't have IMDb open, but the girl who played the third girl of the group with the knives, the rapper, I she was
Mhm.
she was on Teen Wolf.
Oh, I never watched Teen Wolf.
Neither did I, but I know one of the main characters was this Asian girl who is now doing this. Um, God, I keep. It's so hard to
The
find this
character's
movie.
name is Zoe.
Zoe, yes,
Yeah.
and yeah, I believe it's the Zoe voice actress who is from that. She's also in the new Until Dawn.
The video game?
No, they just made a movie out of it.
Oh, the movie of the video game.
Yes, and she's
Oh,
also
okay.
in that TV series Sweet Home, which is a horror series.
Oh, I've heard about Sweet Home.
Yeah.
I know nothing about it, but I've heard about it.
All right. Sorry, she
Um,
was not in Teen Wolf. The lead girl was from Teen Wolf.
Roomy.
And yeah, no, it's a great cast. I'm really happy they actually used like a almost entirely Korean, or at least like non-white cast for
Yeah,
this.
an all Asian cast. I think they're mostly Korean,
Yeah,
but I
so
don't know. I don't know everybody's background.
yeah, that was very cool of them. I was a little worried the first time I checked the IMDb. I was like, I know nothing about this film, but it no, I can't recommend it enough. The pacing's good. It's funny. The characters are three dimensional. They're not just their basic archetypes, which again they could have easily just fallen into that. I'm not sure if you saw Wish Dragon. It was very big in my house for a long time.
No, my daughter says that she watched it a bunch of times, but I don't have any recollection of it.
Wish
So
Dragon
I
is
don't know when that happened exactly.
very good. It's basically just Chinese Aladdin. Um,
Oh,
but
okay.
same writer. But I do recommend Wish Dragon. It is very well done. Um, and honestly, she worked on Monster House and Coraline and a bunch of other stop motion things. So that could explain like part of the look.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
So
Oh, so a couple of things that we've covered here.
yeah, no,
So
it
this
has
has
it,
our our history in its DNA.
it has a really great pedigree. Oh yeah, and the other writers from Shrek. So
Classic.
yeah, no, this is their thing and they did it well. Anything you want to focus on specifically?
Well, the thing that really surprised me with this, or the thing that I was really the most excited about, and you touched on this a little bit, is just the fact that did not take the easiest possible way out for the story. And the main thing is, I was so glad that this wasn't an origin story. I was so happy that we didn't have to watch these characters like meet each other for the first time and do the kind of like, oh, we
Yes.
don't really like each other. We're thrown into this together and then we're going to become friends and we're going to figure out that we have the power of friendship or something. Because that's been done so many times. And they easily could have had that as the story of this movie.
Yeah,
But
they're
I
already at
love
the
that
top of their game. Peter Parker is already married to Mary Jane. Like,
right. I was so glad that we came in and they were already like they're a team. They work together. They give just just a couple of minutes of backstory at the very beginning of the movie to kind of understand it's like, okay, this is the world that these characters inhabit and this is what they're up to. But they're already really the best at what they do.
and
They're a team.
the lyrics of the songs are where you really learn about them. Like, if you want to know about the characters, you listen to their lyrics, and like that's where you learn that, and the things the fans say are where you get like the group backstory. So it's there if you're paying attention and you want it, but like it's not required reading.
There's just enough of it there so that we understand where they're coming from. Um Without having to dive into it. I could see because this has been a pretty big hit. I wouldn't be shocked if like Netflix does a much lower quality origin story TV series. I could see them doing that. I hope they don't, but I could see that happening pretty easily.
They're already talking a
Um,
sequel for it because it's exploded.
I,
They didn't even advertise this. They kind of like stealth dropped this, didn't give it any backing, and it's been like trending number one for weeks. Um,
which really shows you that like the wrong things make it to theaters.
Yeah.
Because I think this would have really
This would have been great in
been some.
theaters.
This would be so great on theaters. Because this past weekend
It was
we
so
went to the
hot.
movies. We saw the new Smurfs movie. This. Did you know that there was a Smurfs movie that got released in theaters this past weekend?
No.
No, there was. And it was fine. Uh, that's the best I can say about it. I was like, it was fine. Like, it was definitely made just so that whoever owns the rights to making a Smurfs movie can say that they're fulfilling their contractual obligations. So, if you weren't aware, currently, as this recording, there is a Smurfs movie in theaters. I'm sitting there watching it and thinking, like, man, I really would prefer if this was K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, because this is a beautiful movie. Not just like the animation. There's so much color in this. Even in like dark and nighttime scenes, there's still so much color, and not in like a radioactive um Blade Runner sort of way. Not Blade Runner. Blade Runner? Harrison Ford?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Certainly Harrison Ford's in that movie.
Yeah, it's not like that like neon glowing use of color. It's like almost like a pastel goth use of color.
Yes, exactly.
And um it works so well. It's beautiful. I would have loved to have seen this on a big screen. And honestly, they this was good enough. We would have gone back. Um,
Oh yeah, I hope that there's like what's that company, Phantom, that they do those like smaller run releases in theaters. I really hope they do something like that for this. Maybe whenever the sequel drops,
one of
or
my
at any
local
time. I'd be so
theaters
happy to see this.
does that, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for it because
Yeah,
it is summer
but
though.
we haven't even really talked about like what this movie's about. We're
We
just so excited about it.
You should have already
I got to
paused and watched it and come back with how much we've gushed over it for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, seriously. If you have Netflix or if you are a pirate, um, find this movie and watch it. Um, but I do want to talk about the plot. But yeah, just like this is a great movie. This is a great movie. Watch it with your kids. Highly recommend. It's fun. It's not too scary. It's uh beautiful, and the music, the it's going to become the soundtrack of your summer. Like this is definitely the soundtrack of my summer.
Oh, yeah. My son is obsessed. He has the soundtrack on his little MP3 player, he has the movie on his iPad. He like choreographs around with it at this point. He is so in.
I was at Target this morning, just grabbing a coffee at the Target Starbucks. Wait,
You got it.
whatever. Yeah. And the woman and her daughter who were in the line behind me, I heard this little girl saying, like, oh, we're choreograph a dance at camp to Golden. And mom was like, what is that? And I almost wanted to pop in and be like, it's your new favorite song, actually.
Oh my
And
god.
then I thought, no, I don't. This woman doesn't know me. She doesn't want to talk to me. But I like almost wanted to talk to these people in the line at the Target to tell them like what your daughter is talking about. Because the mom was saying like, oh, I don't want to listen to that in the car. I want to listen to grown up music or something. I want to
It
be like,
is grown up
lady,
music.
this is so good. It's like this is the best music I've heard in a long time.
Yeah.
Uh,
I am actually excited for the sequel because there are so many unanswered questions in this. They stuck to the plot. They didn't be like, hey, we're going to give you every little piece of information about this. You came in with them knowing what they know and they didn't need to fill you in. And it was a really cool way of doing it. But now I'm like, you have some explaining to do. I have so many questions.
yeah. So let's get into territory. If anybody's been listening and they haven't, we're gonna get into spoilers, I think, now because I think we have to.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched it yet and you've listened this far, pause, go watch this movie, come back, and then check back in with us on the spoiler discussion. Yeah, there's so much backstory to this movie that we don't know a lot about. So we've got our three characters. They're demon hunters. They're a pop band demon hunter. They're a they're a band of hunters that are also a pop band. And kind of our main story thrust is the lead singer of the group is secretly half a demon herself. Her mother was a pop band demon hunter before her, who presumably fell in love with her father, who was a demon, and they had her. And then her mother died, and she was raised by another member of her mother's band, and she has been raised to hide her secret that she is, in fact, half demon. And yeah, what happened to her mom? Like, there's so much story there that I would love for them to explore in some, yeah, what I assume is a sequel, because I feel like that has to be the plot of whatever part two
Yeah.
is diving into what happened to her mother.
And her foster mother, who was one of the there's it's kind of like Buffy. There's always three. Um,
Yeah,
but so she's still around and she's still in the know, like training them and stuff. Does she still have power? Did you know what I
she
mean? Like,
must.
so
I think
I
so because we never get a good sense of what their power set is. Like the lead singer, when she gets her starts getting some level of demon abilities towards the end of the movie, like teleporting and stuff. But other than being really good at fighting, what is their power set?
well, they're they can jump really high, really far, like that super anime acrobaticness, which is honestly more of a superpower than even some superheroes have. Um,
That's fair.
but they can each basically just reach into the weave of the world and pull out their weapon. And like one of the girls uses knives and she throws them, so she can just keep pulling knives out from nowhere forever. So there's that part of it, and then I mean their power is to use their voice to kind of create a barrier to prevent evil from coming in. But I feel like there's one more power that is a glaring oversight that we should be talking about. Oh, they can fly in the end.
Oh, that's true. When they're at the in during the final battle, when like their energy is full
In
at its
sync and
fullest, they are
harmonized.
flying. I think that's new. I think they achieved that then. I don't think they can always pull that out though. I don't
I,
think in the next movie they're going to be able to fly. I think like in battle when their music is fully harmonized, they get like another level of ability, but I don't think they're going to be able to do that regularly.
yeah, I'm I'm interested to find out. Give me a sequel. And
Yeah.
also, so big spoiler automatically. So they each generation has been strengthening the net that protects us from like the other side, and they are almost about to complete it. Once it fully turns gold, they're done. And at the end of the movie, they have to destroy the old one and create a new one. Is the new one just a new net, or did they create a golden net? I could not tell.
I think it's golden. I think what they create at the end of the movie is going to prevent the demons from being able to get through. I think the world is cut off at that point from the demon reality,
All right.
um, which is why we see her. So again, I'm assuming you've watched this movie at this point. Um, Rumi, our lead character, who's half demon, she has all the demon patterns on her skin, and they glow purple. And at the end of the movie, after they've sealed the demons off, you could still see the patterns on her skin, but they're not purple anymore. So I think they're
That
fully cut off from the demons.
that actually happens earlier. That happens when they all harmonize in the center of the stage and reunite. Her
That's when
tattoos,
patterns.
her patterns turn silver, and she like is fully released from demonic control and has like her rebirth right there, Gandalf the White style. And so that's another question I have. I'm like, all right, like, is that why you could fly? Is it because you had a demon soul on top of yours? Because we're way ahead. But
I
like
think she
again, there's
was
just so many questions.
There's a lot. There's a lot of questions. I don't know that we'll get a clear answer on that in the sequel, like exactly how their powers were working in that moment. Um, but it's also because she had like I think because our lead villain, the lead singer of the evil K-pop boy band, the Saja Boys, whose
Slash
name is
love
Jinyu,
interest.
yeah, the love interest. I think because he sacrifices himself to save her and like and maybe that purifies his soul and that gives her a boost, or she's got all the like harmony from the fans who are singing along with them. I think it's something along those lines. It's not exactly clear. What did you think of the love interest, the demon lead singer of the boy band?
The first time through, I wanted to slap him, but again, that's because I was just waiting for the shoe to drop. I didn't want to get attached or like him. I was just like, oh, you're gonna be that. You're clearly gonna be the bad guy. But upon further rewatches, I'm a big fan.
I found him a, a very interesting character. And I think the way that demonness is treated in this movie is very smart because I think it really comes down to like um personal trauma. So because we know that Rumi is half demon, but she's never really done anything bad. And even when she's at her most demonic in the movie, she's still herself.
Oh yeah, he's
You know, it's
never
not like
able to control her.
right. It really, you know, I think really the point of that is no matter what her foster mother thought about her demoness and what that was going to mean for her, there was never a point when she was, you know, there were times when she was angry, but she, no matter how much anybody thinks that she's going to be a problem or she's going to, you know, hurt somebody or be a demon, she never is because she's not. And with Jinyu, he has done bad things, but really Rumi tries to show him like you were taken advantage of, like you were vulnerable and you were weak, and the king of the demons gave you an out and you were taken advantage of. You were never really bad. You think that you did a bad thing, but it's because you were so desperate. It's like that wasn't really your fault. And he's since gone on to do bad things, but it's just like that really like that initial bad thing he did was out of weakness. So I really think it shows just like people are just not what you think they are. Or even when like you find out something you didn't realize about somebody that you care about, like they're still the person that you thought they were. They were never, you know, demonness is not what makes you bad. Circumstances make you bad, or you just are yourself, and that's okay. That's one of the things I really loved about how those characters were written.
Agreed. Again, they did a really good job with everyone. Even like because you every movie or show has a group of characters that I call like the guys, who are just like they're always there together. They are just like this people, and most except for the lead villain, that was the rest of the boy band. They were just kind of like the guys, but even were they each had a thing. You all they worked them in. They could have just been background flunkies, and no, it was like it was a very lived in world.
Absolutely. I do wonder, I think this is true of a lot of supernatural like demon hunter shows, is why is it a secret? It's just
Yeah,
like people are seeing these demons. They're not really hiding at all. People just kind of assume that these are people in costume and it's all part of the act. But why don't they explain to them it's like, oh, if we all sing together, we can harmonize and there won't be demons anymore and everybody's going to be safer. Like what do we gain from the general population not realizing that they're constantly in danger from the other like from the underworld?
because there's always opportunists that'll sign up with the other side, kind of like the lead villain.
Yeah, I was thinking that it had to have been something like that. Because we see at the beginning of the movie when we get their backstory, it seemed like past generations of the demon hunters have been well known to the people that they were saving, and at some point that stops, but who knows when. But yeah, I suppose if you know that there is a demon who will give you what you want if you sell them your soul, like there's going to be enough people who would just go ahead and do that. That's better that nobody knows.
Yeah, there's we've done a lot of talking about this movie in my house. Like there's just so many avenues for it to go. And again, I was so worried that they were just going to kind of phone it in, and I was like for the first part of the movie, I was like, "Sam, what did you sign me up for?" And I will
Hey,
say,
I could have picked Zombies 4. I could
oh
have
my
gone with
god.
Zombies 4, and I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah, honestly, Petra said that to me after we watched this. She was like, "Be glad he had us watch this and not Zombies 4." Um,
My
so,
bar for the Zombies movies is pretty low, and Zombies 4 did not clear it.
oh, that's so bad.
It was shockingly bad. But we're not going to talk
Shockingly.
about Zombies 4.
Okay, good.
Unless we ever want to do a retrospective of the entire Zombies quadrilogy, in which case I'm there for it.
I
But
I
maybe
will
we'll just
not
talk
be
about
there for
K-pop
it.
Demon
That
Hunters.
will be our worst episode. um, God, that knocked whatever I was going to talk about out of my
Oh,
head. The
I'm
horror,
sorry.
the absolute abject horror of watching all four zombie movies in a row. Like, would I have to watch the TV show in there? Is that canon?
Well, the way that they explain the TV show, since it takes place during their senior year, and we see the entirety of senior year in Zombies 3, is that they were so sad that senior year was over that they reversed time so they could live it over again and have new adventures.
Oh my god, I shouldn't have asked.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't have gotten stuck watching the Zombies cartoon show, but I did because my kid was into it for a while. There were some also very low quality shorts that they did, animated shorts before they did the TV show. And when I say low quality, there was a point in one of them where I could still see some of like the editing, like the play bar from the whatever editor they were using. And I
Oh
was
my
like, how did you
god.
even get that into this? I was like, how did you render that in a way that I could literally see the editing system that you were using?
That's so
I was
bad.
shocked. And I was like, this is Disney. This it was a legitimate Disney production.
That was what I was just
Um,
thinking. I was like, doesn't Disney make this?
yeah, they do. I was just like, did you have interns do this? Like you got the actors back for this. You recorded original songs. How can I see the play bar?
Like,
Did
Disney.
you have this on and do a screen capture and then use that footage? Why would you do that?
Oh my god. Disney has a quality assurance department. I know it.
Oh yeah. Anyway, but K-pop Demon Hunters much better.
Much
Much
better.
better than the zombies movies.
Yeah, I will say, I don't know if I would have sat through the whole thing if it was not like for this podcast, but I'm really glad I did. Because
Yeah, I'd watch it again. I've only watched it once. I'd watch it a second or third time.
it took me a little bit to get into the groove of what it was trying to do, but I've thoroughly enjoyed the last 48 hours of nonstop K-pop Demon Hunters.
Nonstop. Yeah, it definitely feels like we're at the beginning of what is going to be a pretty big franchise. I am gonna make a wager right now that you're gonna see a lot of K-pop Demon Hunter Halloween costumes this year.
Oh yeah.
I think any group of like tween female friends, tween and younger, are gonna be Huntrix for Halloween.
I agree, especially if they announce part 2 before then.
Oh yeah, I bet you they will. I bet you that this gets a sequel order, like an official sequel order, really quickly.
My worry is Netflix has a thing where they cancel everything after 3, and I'm just like, is there a finite amount of this, and is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think if they did three solid movies,
I'd be happy.
you know what you could even do? Like if this was the movie that focused on the lead singer, and then instead of following her story, because I mean, like I'm interested in what happened to her mother. But I could also see them doing the next movie focusing on one of the other characters, and the third movie focusing on one of the other characters. And then maybe you do a fourth movie to wrap the whole thing up. I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like there's a lot of room, because, like we were saying, like they don't explain too much of the world, and I think that's going to give them a lot of room to grow and do new stuff.
I want this to be the first
Uh,
movie in the new Korean MCU.
oh, like an entire like 20-year run of this and spin-offs.
Yeah, why not?
Sure, we need a musical cinematic superhero universe. Female focus. I mean, that's one of the things too, is like the MCU is so male focused where it was very refreshing
I'm.
um
Oh, go ahead.
to see a female focused movie.
I and with such a positive message, which also
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I mean these characters are so good at being friends. And that sometimes you don't see in movies because I feel like so many movies they will build conflict off of the fact that like their lead characters are friends but somehow don't get along or don't know how to communicate. And there are points in this movie where they're having communication issues, but it's like such a it's part of the plot of the movie, and it's important to the plot of the movie. Um and it feels believable. It's like these characters feel like people who would be friends in real life, and the way they interact with each other, aside from the fact that they also hunt demons, um, they feel realistic.
Yes. Again, I think that ties back into what I was saying, where they're very three-dimensional. Like their interactions, you believe,
Yeah.
you just understand they have a history, um, and that's nice.
Yeah.
Also, fun little
But yeah.
detail: the boy band that they're going up against is called Full of Demons. Is called the Saja Boys, and that Saja means lion, but that's actually a folklore reference. The Joseon Saja, they're basically Grim Reapers, and how they're depicted is the
Oh,
outfit that they wear for their final performance when they're in their demon forms.
the big hats.
Yeah, so lots of cool little details like that throughout it.
Yeah. I love the character design in this movie. The outfits look great.
The
All the
outrageous
characters just look
hair.
really cool. I wonder how long it'll be before they have like a lot of merch. Because there's no merch right now, but I think the amount of K-pop Demon Hunter dolls that we're going to see in
Oh
the
yeah,
next year.
Netflix has to be scrambling right now. They had nothing lined up for this movie.
They I don't think they knew what they had.
Netflix is really
Or
bad
if
at dealing with movies about that are female led, minority led, or LGBTQ led, and this knocks out two of those three. So it's like this is what you're missing, guys. You got to stop doing this.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean like it's been out it looks like it came out on June 20th. So it's been out just under a month since um time of recording. And yeah, like I say, like I heard people talking about this movie at the store today. Like the amount of merchandise that they're going to have to produce in short order. So, I mean, like unless they already have stuff going, I don't think they're going to have time to get it out for Christmas. But I bet you they get a bunch of like T-shirts and stuff, but probably not toys unless they're
Yeah.
already in production.
In previous years, yes, but with everything going on with international trade and stuff right now, no.
Oh yeah, probably not. It's all going to get tariffed.
Oh man, I just had another thought. I
Well,
keep
that's a downer.
yeah. Yeah, that just knocked out the thought out of my head again. It's come back three times, and then we say something depressing, and it just like flits away.
I'm so sorry.
Now it's fine. I'm like, oh, I have a fun fact. I've forgotten the fun fact because of the sadness. Yeah, no. Overall, I mean, just watch it. There's so much depth to even all the characters if you pay attention. It's got a lot of rewatch value like that. Like when you look at whose insecurities and their backstory and stuff. Like the rapper is from Burbank, but she's clearly like was a Korean American immigrant who was like therefore out of place in America, but then would also be out of place in Korea because you were born in America. So, and her entire like conflict was like basically worried about not fitting in or being accepted. And it's just like if you look at all their backstories, they directly tie to like what causes insecurities.
Hmm.
So there's a lot to unpack. A lot of good messages.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everybody go watch it. It's good for you. It's good for your kids. Like it's the I definitely think like this is gonna have a very strong adult following for people who need to kind of work through some stuff. So the same as like, you watch Bluey when your kid was a toddler to help you work through things. Your kid is now a tween or a little younger. Like now you can watch K-pop Demon Hunters to help you work through some more complex stuff. So absolutely highest possible recommendation. Check this one out and tell us what you thought about it. We'd really love to hear your thoughts on it.
All right, where can they find us, Sam?
Oh, they can find us at RT Spirits Pod. We're on Facebook and Instagram, and I do promise I am still checking those. And you can comment to us on SoundCloud also if we can find you through all the bots.
Hooray, hitting the algorithm in any way we can.
Hey, I'll take it. Oh boy. But
Thank you
yeah,
for joining
tell us
us.
your thoughts on K-pop Demon Hunters and tell us what you think we should cover in future episodes. We'd love to hear.
Yeah, let us know about other gems like this that are flying under the radar. All right, I'm Steve.
I'm Sam.
Good night.
Good night.